Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to my, well, it's kind of a review, and it's kind of a face-off, side-by-side comparison of the Fallout Mega Merge T45 armor figure. As you can see him, I have one in the box as well. These things have been clearanced at GameStop for, I guess, months now. They originally retailed at 10. They were pretty reasonable. Now they're at 5, so they're kind of hard to pass up. I decided to pick up quite a few of them because I'm a Fallout fan. I'm also a 3 3/4 inch fan and a 4-inch fan. So here are my two Snake Eyes figures I always use for comparison. So you can see the size differences. I just wanted to talk about the differences between the two different products and to kind of see if anybody out there can help me brainstorm as to how to make this look as cool as this. Frankly, both of these figures are cool, and both of them also have their drawbacks, which I'm going to get to in this video. We're going to look at him first because he is the most basic one. Basically, this is the licensed product for Fallout. This is the T45 battle armor, or power armor. He comes with, looks like it's either a laser rifle or plasma rifle, I forget. I'm a little rusty with the game. I platinumed it on my PlayStation, but it's been a while, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's a laser rifle or a plasma rifle, I forget. But it fits pretty decent in his hand. And he's got some posability. We'll go over that now. So basically, he's got shoulders, they do 360. He's got elbows, they rotate, so they do 360. Nothing at the wrist. His head will do a 360. His waist does a 360, but it is kind of hindered by the actual armor itself. Hips can go up. Eventually, they will fall off, though. They go up about that far. Knees, there is a joint there. You get a little bit of rotation, but that's about it. And that's all there is for articulation at all. And basically, you only get that articulation because the figure is meant to be modular, so you can take all the parts off and combine them, which is a very cool concept for the power armor, because as I'm sure other people who have played the game can tell you, that throughout the course of the game, you'll pick up various pieces of armor, put them on your power armor frame, and you can have a mix-match piece of armor. I was kind of thinking about maybe trying to do a little customization to see if I could get parts of this onto there. It's going to require a heavy amount of dremeling, though. A little bit more than I initially figured on. This apparently seems to be a solid piece of plastic, although I could be wrong. Only one way to be sure, and I'll have to cut it open for that. But I also want to be careful not to damage some of the detail that I want to be visible on the exosuit. Now let's go on to the exosuit before I get into all that. This is the exosuit from Marauders Task Force. You can purchase one of these. This is the basic suit, I believe. I think it costs like $15 on the website, so you can purchase one. If you get the deluxe version, which I actually did, it comes with various bits and bobs and accessories. Like here's a backpack with wings, laser cannon, bomb. There's a shield. There's like a grabber claw, some other various guns and whatnot. And he has plenty of access ports all over him. But I would be lying if I said that this thing didn't have its issues, and mostly it is kind of clunky. These ball joint, like barbell connectors all over it, enable it for functionality, but they also greatly hinder its ability to move, in my opinion. Like, just because you have to rotate these, and then just to get it to look right. Like, for example, when you lift his leg up, the armor comes right off his leg. So yeah, the proper way to do it is to rotate this as you're lifting this, and posing these things takes an awful lot of time. I mean, you can do it, but there you go. I just lifted his leg up and his foot came off the thing. These were made to work with most, if not all, 4-inch figures. This is actually a G.I. Joe body I had laying around. I put the exosuit on just for the sake of display purposes. So it does work with other lines, but as you can see, it is a little temperamental. But I figured this was my best starting point if I wanted to make this into that, you know. I have the, if you will, I have the power armor frame right here. All I have to do is just paint it and take a few of the iconic bits, like off of these very cheap pieces of armor, and glue them in various spots. Like, the back is all bare. If I were to just incorporate that on there, it would really look the part, don't you think? I get also the shoulder pads. I mean, it's all one solid piece up there for the upper arms, but I could cut that off, heat that up, cut that off with a oh wait, no, that comes off. There we go. Oh, but yeah, see that? The peg is on the arm, not the shoulder pad. But I could probably just attach that up there. Get a more iconic look. And yes, I'm sure you've wondered, can you do a head swap? And the answer is you can, but it is fairly loose up there, and you don't get any articulation other than a spin, just from the nature of the ball joint on this particular figure. I'm sure if you chose a different figure, it would vary, but you know, I could also put that up there, make a custom piece of armor. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, especially if you have any helpful ideas, because I am going to have to heat this up and basically cut it in half, unless I can it looks like it was plugged, maybe, and it does look like there's a seam, sort of. I don't know, it feels pretty solid though, so I'm not sure if it's one solid piece or not. I'm gonna find out eventually, because knowing me, I'm gonna have to tear this thing open just to find out. But, yeah, as you can see, his head spins around completely. And this particular figure, too, the neck is very high. Definitely going to have to fix that. But, obviously, one of the bigger challenges I have with this is the chest. How do I make the chest look believable? I may have to come up with something a little on the rubbery side, like maybe some boss fight armor or something. But boss fight armor isn't typically this angular, so I gotta brainstorm that. I'm very happy to see that I can actually take the shoulder pads off. That makes this a lot easier. Just a little careful trimming and a glue, and I can get them right on there. Another problem I'm running into is the fact that his arms look very short, and the reason for that is because he's wearing, I mean, this is just the length of the arms for the figure itself, and he is holding joysticks. I can remove the joysticks and possibly drill these out so that he can wear these as gauntlets. But then he's gonna be missing out on articulation too. So I'm gonna have to brainstorm that a little bit too. And not for nothing, I wouldn't hold your breath to see the results of all this talk. I have a lot of custom projects going on right now, and I work on them when I have time. I typically work for, full-time. Bills to pay. I have a family and a social life, and I don't have as much time as I would like to devote to customizing and stuff as I'm sure some of you guys do. I don't know, maybe even have more. Maybe I have more, I mean. But all I know is it's very hard for me to actually get situated and set up and then have a few hours where I can actually devote to a project. And when I do, I try to bust out as many as I can because I don't know when that opportunity is going to come up again. So don't hold your breath to see the results of all this brainstorming and everything. Although I promise you that should I pull it off, I'm going to be very excited, and I won't be able to wait for long before I get to share it with everybody. Okay. So that's just that harness piece. It's roughly the same size. I just need to trim and glue, I guess. Yeah, I can pull this off. I can figure it out somehow. Alright, anyway. I just wanted to put it out there to see if anybody had any creative ideas, to see if anybody has actually tried this before, and to see if anybody has any pointers for me, or even suggestions that are better than this one. As far as I know, this is the only 3 3/4 inch version of the power armors that have been made. I believe there was a 1/12 scale that came out. Maybe I should try to hunt one of them down and cannibalize that figure to get the armor pieces to build the exoskeleton up. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anyhow, this has been AV. If you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.